Baltic Sea is our largest area of water in Sweden. It both connects and separates us from Finland and the remaining Baltic countries. It mostly behaves as though it were a lake, but during the autumn and winter months we get a lot of weather, and that's when we get our special moments of surfing. The Baltic has taught me to handle failure in a really good way. But, there'll be 10 times where you'll turn up at new spots and you'll leave empty-handed, but then you'll get that one time, and it just becomes like over the years. I don't know, it wasn't obvious to me at the beginning that like you've learned so much and you've been given so much info, and the Baltic gives you a real work ethic. Via the Baltic teaches you so much, teaches you patience, teaches you like it's not failure, it's actually like a huge part of the final goals. I find it really interesting, and that's a huge part of why I'm always coming back and not going abroad to surf most of my time. It's like a big old mentor. I don't know exactly how many kilometers I've done, but I've skimmed areas, and then like I've also found like felt a huge interest in certain areas, and there I put in like an exceptional amount of time, But then there are other areas where I've like skimmed and haven't really felt that like same quality to the look of the place and the geology, and both on the maps you checked it, and then in real life you're like, wow, this is really interesting. And
you filming the map, dude?
The greatest challenges here in the Baltic is learning a wave. Like if I would go to Portugal for a week and surf one wave every day, the same wave every day, I'd potentially get to know that wave more in 1 week than I would a wave here in 10 years. There's no way to like improve here. Sometimes you have to get away for like 6 weeks and never look at a forecast chart. You just go somewhere where you can wake up. Sometimes it's 2 surfs in 10 years. Why do I try to keep things so low-key? I've always had this wish to not leave a trace. And with that being said, I think it's more inspirational if your mind is open to the mystery of where things are. I think if everything was served on a plate, you enjoy it short term, but if you have to really work for it and then you turn up and you get these insane experiences, I think that I want people to discover things themselves, not via me so much. If a crew showed up and did all the hard work, I would be like, guys, let's share our ideas and let's share everything, it's so fun. And I think that those people that then end up show up with a really great view on things. I describe Stockholm as a very clean, elegant, buzzing city. It's also very calm and quiet. which I find is a very charming part of the city. You can find your noise and your trouble if you want, but you can also just enjoy quiet streets and beautiful architecture. Cities are wonderful in small doses. Get some culture, eat some wonderful food, meet loved ones and friends, recharge in between missions. I think one of the most unique things about here is the fact that you can be 20, 30 minutes out in the middle of the archipelago, surrounded by nature in a cabin. And then you just take your car or your train or a boat and come in, and you're in the middle of the capital city of Sweden in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I think that's kind of an amazing way to live a city life. You almost have the best of both worlds within 30 minutes, and I think that that's really special. But yeah, after a few days, I feel like it's time to leave again. That's okay. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I love it, but I just love to be out there more. It's more that, yeah, we just have to park here because the car park's snowed in and we have to walk from here. And as usual, though, we must proceed on foot. How cool is that? Like, there's not a saying anywhere else in the world about any other sea apart from the Baltic that describes something. Like, you don't say, wow, that's so Atlantic, or that's so the Black Sea, or that's so Baltic. I don't know.